Hello everyone, this is a follow-up report on the emerging pot busts that are occurring all over California. Here's the Bakersfield, Californian with a pot bust that says 6 were arrested, and there's 1,300 pounds of processed marijuana and plants seized near Arvin on Wednesday, which is a couple days ago. It's now Friday. And then here's an article on recordnet.com where there's 9 arrested in Tracy for a marijuana bust with $300,000 worth of marijuana, and you can see here there's a list of names of people held in the San Joaquin County Jail. And then here is on Sacramento Bee, another report here for yesterday, when there was 350 marijuana plants seized and 10 pounds of crystal meth near Bradshaw and Elder Creek Road. And it mentions here about there being weapons. Mentions here weapons and children were turned over to Child Protective Services, and there's a funny comment down here that says they were underarmed. But as you can see, there is a bunch of stuff going on all at the same time, and if you go on to Google and you put in marijuana bust, make sure that you put in the last 24 hours for your search. And remember that marijuana was a word that was created to basically take cannabis and get like a bad sound, a bad name. So you might find people that are for marijuana usage will use the word cannabis or medical cannabis, and they'll prefer to use that word than marijuana. So just remember that if you're looking for busts, that if you use cannabis as your search word, you might find the type of articles that are going to take you away from the ones that have to do with the negative exploits of the media occurring around pot. So don't just use the word pot either, but you definitely want to use marijuana, and you will find that there are definitely, in the last 24 hours, many posts that are relevant to this in California alone, the top of Google. This right here shows that 13,000 results are for the last 24 hours. So pretty much you should be able to zero in on your area. Like I'm going to zero in on Santa Rosa. And see, here's another pot raid. So there was reports about pot raids in Santa Rosa, and here is a article that has 32 homes raided. So basically what you're seeing is a statewide, affect 6 counties that are nearby each other, bust. And I'll tell you from my experience being up in the Emerald Triangle, just hanging out and observing the amount of traffic that goes through there, you see lots of black helicopters, lots of big rigs moving stuff out into the middle of the woods. There's rumors of police and task force building bases way out in the boonies, and this is all really good for stopping the people that need to really be stopped, the ones out on like public land. Some of these people are armed. They're actually shooting at police officers or anybody that happens to come across their land on accident. And so it's something to look out for, because basically if you have a bust occurring on your street, you might want to pay attention to what's happened in your neighborhood, because there's basically, when you have this many types of busts, they're usually they're big busts. But you could look at the news and you could see that the giganimous busts, the ones that have involved hundreds of thousands of plants, are not necessarily overshadowing the smaller busts. These are all occurring pretty much within the last 4 days, so there is basically a very obvious crackdown. So here's my report featuring 3 articles, and go look for other articles for yourself and report on them if you need to or if you feel it's necessary. Be mindful of the language being used, like the terms marijuana, and be mindful of other things involved, and also pay attention to stuff that isn't involved, you know, like when they don't mention weapons, when they don't mention drugs, when they don't mention children. Some of these articles don't mention some of the things that would concern us if there was, you know, a real concern going on there, you know. It's everybody has their different idea of what, like, you know, what's good and evil or what's lawful or not lawful, but the law is pretty you know, strict and pretty clear for when it comes to the local laws. They're pretty straightforward, but what we're seeing here is a statewide crackdown, and it must be it all has to do with money. The whole situation from input to output has to do with money, and money is being spent in order to seize all this stuff, and you know, who knows what they're gonna do with it. I guess they burn it all. Anyways, thanks for listening.